Good evening, everybody. It's your boy James J. Hustle Hawthorne reporting to you live from Ghetto News Network. This is a screen recording of my Facebook page. This is why President Trump needs to send in the National Guard. These are just a few of the things that are going on in Chicago and just last night. Howard and Paulina, someone shot in the mouth at the train station. Ashland and Harrison, a man was shot in the head, possibly the victim from downtown. I'll get back to that. 80th and Ingleside, 2 people shot. A man shot someone and someone shot the offender in the head. 25th and Keeler, a man was robbed at knife point. Garfield and Sealy, a man said he was going to open fire towards everybody on the block, which there was a shots fired call after that. Roosevelt and Clinton, it was the lady and her fiance. The fiance was shot in the head by a random man. 81st and Ingleside, 52-year-old woman shot herself in the head. Now that has nothing to do with crime because that's self-inflicted, but it's still sad. This is a video that I've shared on my page of these little young kids. They had Glocks with switches and talking about what they do to people on the streets. 44th and Greenwood, there was a 5-year-old child who accidentally shot himself in the head earlier. That had nothing to do with crime. There are going to be 3 of these that had nothing to do with crime, but the rest are all crime. 18th and Costner, a 71-year-old man was hit in the head and robbed at gunpoint. 88th and Dante, a 17-year-old shot himself in the head. That's the 3rd one today of someone being shot in the head that was self-inflicted. That had nothing to do with crime. This was just something I put up because I know my family look at some of my posts like that because they don't like the things that I say because I'm a black conservative. This is a video I put up talking about the things that I do as a black conservative and how the effects of it affects my life pretty much. Yeah, come on. This is just a post that Father Michael Pfleger, whatever his name, he put up, and he was talking crap about Trump. And I just said that the guy is an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. Trump needs to send the troops. This is another video that I posted. I think this guy is 15 or 16 years old. He's 16, I see at the bottom. He shot and killed someone. And now he's breaking down and crying inside of the courtroom like a little baby. Nope, face the consequences, brother. This is the block that I grew up on, Chicago Avenue and Averis. But I have Chicago Avenue and Hamlin/Averis because that's where a person was found. A man was shot in the chest 2 times last night, 22 years of age. 75th and Morgan, a woman had her car shot up after someone sideswiped her and she pulled over to assess the damage. In Leamington in Chicago, a woman told dispatch her friend was shot and police and EMS were en route. They found the person a short time later. Chicago Avenue and Hamlin, that was related to the call above just a couple posts ago about a man being shot 3 times, but he was actually shot 2 times in the chest. Harrison Central, a man was stabbed by his ex-wife. She's now screaming at him while she's on the phone with 911. Also, you guys, in these posts that I put up, I also put the scanner call so you can hear exactly what's going on. 133rd in Buffalo, 10 rounds of gunfire. And I want to remind you that these posts that you see, it's only about maybe 18 to 20% of what's actually going on in Chicago. It's so much I can't keep up with it, so that's why everything is not on here. 30th and Averis, a man was found with a gunshot wound to his right eye. It was his right eye after I listened to the scanner. Again, if you go to the actual post, I have the scanner calls inside of it right here. And it'll tell you.
Shot in the eye.
So if you go to my Facebook page, you'll actually hear the scanner calls. This was just me trying to warn people all over Chicago. Y'all just gonna keep going to these large gatherings and teen takeovers time. But then you are surprised when someone open fires into the crowd. I try to warn people to stay out of these crowds, but they don't. Madison and Albany, a man was dropped off at Stroger Hospital with a gunshot wound. He said it happened at the above location, which they actually did find shell casings at that scene when they went back to investigate. Large group of teens tried to rob a guy. 87 and Dan Ryan, here we go. There's a butt-naked female on the train. That's not really crime, but that was hilarious. She was yelling and threatening at people. Skip past that one because it was related to this post that you see right here. A man and a lady was butt-naked fighting in an 18-wheeler. That's just a little out of the hilarious things that I hear on the scanner. 31st and Rose, a man was just robbed at gunpoint by 4 offenders for his chain, phone, and his car keys. 76 and Stony, Jackson Park Hospital, had a drop-off gunshot victim. He said it happened at a nearby park, which they actually found at crime scene. This is another hilarious but not so hilarious post. A woman said that she was going to beat up a Panda Express worker because she had to make a bowel movement, and the lady wouldn't open up the bathroom. This is a good one for CPD Quincy and Leamington. Police conducted a traffic stop, and they arrested a guy, and there was a weapon recovered. 77 in South Shore, 3 rounds of gunfire after a fight. I think somebody showed up at the hospital a short time later after that. 58th in Union, caller told dispatch There was a shooting not long ago. He found about 20 spent shell casings next to his vehicle, which there was actually somebody shot as well. They showed up at a hospital a short time later. I don't put everything up like I said, you guys. I'm just going through a couple of things. 64th and King, a 37-year-old man was wounded in the thigh, his upper thigh, after multiple rounds of gunfire. That's at or by O Block, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a West Sider, not a South Sider. 63rd and Morgan, a woman said her ex-boyfriend's cousin pulled a gun on her and her 8-year-old son. They had a traffic stop with that, and they had a weapon recovered. 73rd and Holman reports of a person that's been shot after 4 rounds of gunfire heard. Yes, they actually found that victim as well. Every day, all day, nothing but shootings, nothing but shootings. Roscoe and Lockwood, Northwest Side. Shots fired. Neighbors reported 25 plus rounds. 52nd and Lakeshore, there was a man that got an award drunk. 51st and Vincennes, Providence Hospital has a 21-year-old gunshot victim with a gunshot wound to the foot. Okay, we're approaching 6 minutes on this video, so I don't want to make it long. This is just an example of what's going on in Chicago. And mind you, this is not even 24 hours. Not even 24 hours, guys. This stuff happens all day, every day here in Chicago. Like President Trump, just send them. Send the troops. Send the troops. President Trump, send the troops.